Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It is Binky here today and I am missing a zoologist. Yes, chameleon. It's somewhere in this room. I was cleaning this weekend and I'm trying to get rid of stuff and it's missing. It is MIA. So yes, what we're going to do is just pick from one of the two. It doesn't matter. We're going to go with this one and it is Koala. So this is the new Koala. I do have the old one. By the way, and I have tried the original one here on this channel. I'll try to link it. I'm so lazy. I'm so bad at putting stuff up in the cards and stuff, but I might actually do it this time. It's not that I'm lazy, I'm busy, and there you go. It takes 2 seconds. There you go. But I have tried that one before. Now I know a lot of people were kind of like, with that one because of the eucalyptus. I actually don't care for eucalyptus much usually just because it reminds me of my childhood and is a bit medicinal. And there was a neighbor I knew who used natural stuff for everything. And because of that, some of those scents still haunt me to this day. So there you go. Okay, so this is the Joey edition. And the other one is basically gone. I think you can still buy it in some places. I bought it a long time ago because I actually like the fragrance, but you know, there you go. With boundless curiosity, a Joey koala emerges from the warm embrace of her mother's pouch, kissed by the golden glow of the Australian sun. The air hums with the crisp, sweet aroma of eucalyptus entwined with the earthy whispers of the ancient forest below as she clings to her mother's back. At 1 year old, her adventurous spirit leads to her to climb down, seeking a new tree to claim as her own. A vibrant fragrance weaving fresh eucalyptus, spearmint, basil, and clary sage, with the radiant touch of sunlit warmth, anchored by delicate mimosa blossoms, sensual animal musks, not usually sensual on my body, and rich woody notes. So there you go. Okay, so the top notes are eucalyptus leaves, grand vert, basil, clary sage, grapefruit, heart notes, galbanum, geranium, mimosa flower, spearmint. Base notes, those animalic musks, eucalyptus wood, Australian sandalwood. So yes, there you go. This is the Joey edition. I'm curious what the other edition had because I think they do still have that eucalyptus. So this is the old one, the eucalyptus, menthol, honey, gumdrops, mimosa, heart notes, black tea, geranium, incense, spices, vetiver, and base note, musk, amber, oak moss, vanilla, sandalwood. So completely different. Wow, that is completely different. Yes, very interesting. I'm curious to see where this one goes, just because there's really nothing like remnant except for the eucalyptus of the other one at all. This is just a completely different fragrance, which is just interesting to me. I know Zoologist does this a lot. You know, hey, you're allowed to change your mind and that's what they're doing. But I don't know. I really like the old one and I stand by it, even though it's not my fragrance to stand by. So there you go. But yeah, let's try this out. All right, so we are going to do 2 and 2. One, that one went over. Don't want to hit you, kitty. There we go. I know, this is really sloppy. There we go. They seem smaller. Yeah, they do seem smaller than they used to be, the samples. Interesting. It could just be me. Yeah, I'm putting that there. Ooh, so... I know. I know. I may have to take a quick break, but before it gets too noisy, I live in a major city, so the eucalyptus is most definitely there. It's just compared to the original, it's being like this. It's like nope, you know, this is the original one was a huge eucalyptus blast. Well, this one's no, we're not going there. We're just not doing that. So you kind of get it, but it's like nope. I definitely get a spearmint coming from it. So there's definitely this beautiful spearmint with the eucalyptus, which I think is a nice match that's keeping it grounded. So this one's interesting because it's almost like going through a garden a little bit in spring. and you smell all the different, well, it wouldn't be spring, that's when it start growing, but like in summer, where you're walking through it and you're getting the waft of all the different like things that are growing in the garden. This is very fresh and reminiscent of that. It's very crisp. There's definitely, ooh, that spearmint's really taken over with the eucalyptus, but there's definitely some floral component and some I'm getting a citrusy vibe to it too. This is very clean, fresh, light. Yeah, that's really interesting. I'm also getting like a mimosa the mimosa's coming through. So it's so interesting. It really is like walking through a garden, like a spice garden, with florals. Wow. But let's try it on the wrist. Ooh, yeah. It's like spearmint. Ooh. There's some kind of spice in there. No, what is that? I'm sorry, I need to look. It's like something from the spice cabinet. Basil. It's totally basil. So they're using eucalyptus leaves, which aren't as bold as eucalyptus. There's still a hint of that eucalyptus. I kind of wish there was just a little bit more, just because I really love the first one. But it's definitely a very green scent. This is a ridiculously green scent. And I don't mean like it's ridiculous. I mean like it's a green scent. Here's the book shut. With a little bit of spearmint and mimosa. So this is really going to bring you to a summer day. This one, it really feels like it's fresh, clean weather where you're sitting outside and you're working on your garden and everything's growing and there's a lot of spices and there's a nice summer wind. It's not too hot, but it's just perfect. And it's like 11 a.m. and it's just not too hot out yet. And it's just beautiful still. And you're getting that beautiful wind while you're working on your garden. That's what this is. Yeah, this describes this in a bottle. Fresh, clean, happy. Very interesting. But let's try it on the shirt. Whew. On that shirt, it's just greenery. Greenery, greenery, greenery. It's leaves. It's mint. It's green. A little bit, I'm getting a little bit of citrus to brighten it, but not a lot. There is not a lot of citrus in this. There's not a lot to break it up. There's that sage. Ooh. It's the leaves, the eucalyptus leaves. It's the basil and the sage. It's such a spice rack, but fresh spices outside. Wow. Okay, let's try it here. It's just fresh greens. The difference is this has a little bit more citrus to it. It's kind of similar. It's that citrus and that mimosa coming through just to give it more than just greenery. There's flowers. There's a little bit of fruit nearby. This one's interesting. It is not the same koala that you knew before at all. This is a completely different scent. Like not even remotely what I remember the other one to be. Gosh, these samples do look smaller. Interesting. Wow. Huh. I like it. It's just so different than the original, but I actually really like this one. I think this one is really, really good. So what I'm going to do, yeah, I really do. I'm a little, no, I'm just, what I'm baffled about is that it just is nothing like the original. The original trace of the original one is just gone. This is a completely different scent. I really like this one. It actually kind of reminds me of Clue, their green scent a little bit. It does. Ooh, it has components of that, and I can't think of the name, and it's one of my favorite perfumes, and I'm blanking, but it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. It does. Their green scent. The difference is that's during fall when you're walking out in damp Pacific Northwest weather, or early spring. When you step, you hear the squish, squish, squish. It's more of a dank, kind of darker one. Well, this one's more of, oh, but it's spring and summer. Well, that one's more fall or early spring where it's dank and smells good, but it's just, it's still, you got to wear your jacket. This is the jacket's off. It's beautiful weather. This is the happier, brighter version, while that one's a little bit more dank and mysterious, if that makes sense. But it does kind of remind me of it, and I think that's why I'm loving it so much. I actually really love this one. I'm curious to see where it goes because those animal notes haven't come through yet, and they tend to love me. So what I'll do is I will check back in an hour and see where this one goes, but so far, it's really good. Okay, it has been an hour, and this one's still going strong. It's never too strong. Yes, it had a nice blast, and it's still in that blast zone, but because of the notes are very gentle. They're not in your face. Because of that, it's never overwhelming. But most definitely, you can still smell it. It's a very fresh green scent, and when I just move around, a beautiful fresh green scent with mimosa. So there's that nice floral aspect to it. So again, like walking through a garden in summer, and then there's a bunch of greens and then mimosa. So that's what I'm getting from this. Very nice. But let's smell it on the wrist. Yeah, it smells like not freshly cut grass, but like broken stems. Like if you were cutting stuff in the garden, it's probably from the galbanum. Yep. It's the crisp green stems of something that's broken, like a plant, and a little bit of the eucalyptus leaves. A little bit of the spearmint, on my chemistry at least, is still present. I do get that spearmint and that sage and that basil still, but they're enveloped by the greenery of the galbanum. I never say it right, galbanum. I never do. Woo! So there you go. But it's surrounded by that, so it's encompassing it, and then it's like mimosas, like whoof, over the top. If that makes sense? Yeah. So let's try it here on the shirt. Same exact thing. The difference is that it has more mimosa coming out on it, so it's more mimosa. So it's greenery, but the mimosa is kind of like half and half. They're meeting each other halfway a little bit, but still the same exact scent. And then here, same exact scent. It's just across the board. This really is reminding me of Clue Perfumery. It really is. And that is Morel Map. I know. Hello, Morel Map, which is my favorite of their collection. It smells almost identical to me. It probably is not, because I haven't smelled it in a while, but it's very similar to that. Like I said, that one's a little bit more earthy and damp, while this one's a little bit brighter and happier. But they're kind of the same vein, in my opinion. There's such a similar scent, because every time I smell this, I'm like, I know this scent. It's Morel Map. It's just slightly different, so it isn't the exact same scent, but it's really good. But I don't know, like, I don't know. I feel like the original one was just so unique, and this one's beautiful and fresh and wonderful, but I'm not, we'll talk about it later, but I'm not getting koala from this. No, it's really not for me. I'm getting more of some kind of creature that's sneaking into a garden and eating stuff they're not supposed to. Like, no, but we don't hurt them. It's something like that. That's what I'm getting, is some little creature going, I'm going to eat your garden when you're not watching. Yeah, but they already have rabbits, so I don't know which one that's going to be. But yeah, that's what I'm getting from this. It's very, very green, but I'm not getting koala. Another thing I want to point out, just because I'll forget by the end, I said that the sprayers seem smaller, so I just want to clarify. I was like, boy, they look smaller. They are smaller, but the product is the same. You're getting the same exact. This is the original ones. This is Penguin, and it looks like they've just chosen different sprayers. So it's exactly the same. It's just a little bit shorter here. You'll see that the black cap is just higher. There's more plastic at the top. Well, this one's shorter, but the goodness is the same. So I just wanted to check that in case people are like, what? Exactly the same. Victor's got you. He isn't messing with you. No, it's just they've just changed the sprayers to be a little bit shorter, but it holds the same goodness. The same goodness. I need to wear Penguin before it gets too late. Anyway, I haven't worn that yet this year. So there you go. Just brought me into that. But yeah, so what I'm going to do, because this one's pretty simplistic, it's not really changing a lot. And it says it has musk in it, but I'm not really getting it. And usually it comes through pretty strong on me when it comes to Zoologist, but it's not. So I'm going to be watching that closely. But we'll come back in 4 hours and we'll see where this one goes. Okay, so it is getting hot in here. Wrong sweater. It's my favorite. Yeah, it's like it jumped up in heat today, and this room's always like an oven because of the way the sun is, and it makes the lighting scary. So yes, so it has been 5 hours, thanks daylight savings, and it's still light out, and so I can definitely still smell this one, but it's not as strong as it was. I can definitely smell it, but when it was out to here, it's more of here now. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually that's fine. You know, not everybody wants to be smelled when they walk into a room, and that's fantastic. But can definitely still smell it, but let's try it here on the wrist. Okay, so on the wrist, the musk is finally coming out. So the animal notes are coming out, but it's not bad. Like in the past, with the Zoologist, it's been really strong on my chemistry because my chemistry loves the musk scents to the point where it became almost dookie. No dookie notes. And I like that because I don't really want to smell like that. I mean, you know, you do you, but for me, so there you go. But this one has that greenery still. So the green stem smell with the mix of musk. So it makes it almost like the garden still, but it's not as fresh because you're tilling the dirt, and so like a dirt smell is coming up almost, which isn't bad. It's just more earthy smelling. But let's try it here on the shirt. On the shirt, it stays the same. I mean, I always pick up musk, so on the shirt it's really nice. It's still that beautiful greenery, fresh greenery. I'm not really getting the musk or animal notes so much. It's musk. Just musk, the greenery with the mimosa, that floral still coming through. Still really nice, but it hasn't altered much. It altered more on my wrist. But let's try this. Same. So it's still that really green, fresh, like you broke open some stems. It's like that with the fresh mimosa, you know, floral. So the beautiful light floral with bright greenery, and there is a little bit of hint of animal there. Tiny hint, but not enough to, you know, it's not enough to make the scent go ooh. So it's really nice here and on the clothing. It really doesn't change much. So just know with this, it pretty much stays in the same vein the whole time. Where it's light spearmint. There is still light spearmint on there. So it's that green with a little bit of spearmint and floral on it. Very fresh, very clean, unless your body pulls out musk like mine does, and then it makes it a little bit earthier. So the greenery is still there with a little bit of the floral, but the floral's been replaced by a ground, like an earthiness. So that's just on my chemistry, but if you pull like I do, then it may happen to you too. So there you go, depending how your body likes those animal notes or the musk. So yes, so this one doesn't change too much. Once after an hour, it's kind of in its zone, unless you really pull out certain things like my body does. So let's talk about it. As far as this compared to the old Koala, they are two completely different scents. Completely different scents. What I missed from this one, what made Koala to me was the eucalyptus. I liked the gumdrop aspect. It was just the other one, when you sprayed it, it really was Koala. You were like, this is a Koala. With this, I don't get koala from it at all, to be honest with you. It just kind of lost, it kind of lost the spark of koala. It just doesn't represent this little guy. It represents spring to me. And like I said, the whole time I was wearing it, it kept taking me back to Clue Perfumery, Morel Map. It's really close to that perfume. Now, I'm sure there's other mainstream fragrances that smell like that, but I've been on an indie kick here. It doesn't mean eventually I won't do more mainstream. It's just I've been finding indies a little bit more interesting at this stage of this channel. Doesn't mean I won't mix it up. Of course I'll mix it up. But this one's just very similar to Morel Map, which, you know, had nothing to do with koala. It just reminded me of the Pacific Northwest, dark and dank in fall or early spring. So, yeah. So this is kind of that same version. It really kept taking me to Morel Map. So for me, though this is a pretty scent and I do like it, I have Morel Map. And even though these are one's brighter and cheerier, this one and the other one's a little bit more, it's moody, darker sister, in that, you know, she's a little bit moody. You know, she's a little bit darker with her themes. This one's a little bit happier and cheerier. I'm satisfied enough with Morel Map that I wouldn't necessarily need a bottle of this. So if you're familiar with Morel Map, it's not identical, but to me, it is very reminiscent. So they're two different things. It doesn't mean this one's not good. It's good. But I don't know how creative it is, where the original Koala was very creative. It really invoked that animal that you're like, it's a koala. How cute. This is very bright, cheery, happy, but it doesn't make me think of a koala. So yeah, that's just my opinion. I think it's a little bit safer than the original Koala, and it is what it is, you know. Yeah, so I don't know if it's as original. So I'm glad I have my bottle of the original one, because to me that's something that I don't have in my collection, and I'm glad I have it. So there you go. So let's put this in two categories, as we do. I feel like this one's a very fresh scent. You can wear it year round, wear what you want when you want. Any fragrance is for you. But I do think that this one would really do well in spring. It would really do well in summer because of the feel of it. It feels like a sunny summer day, or like today, where it's going to get back really cold here soon, but we're having one amazing day, and it brings hope of, ooh, finally we're going to have warmth, and then everybody will be complaining it's too hot and humid. But right now, it's a good thing, right? So that's what this invokes to me. But it's also a bright, cheery scent that you can wear year round. But I think it's really going to be like, yay, in spring and summer. So it's perfect for this time of year. As far as gender, we don't care about that. We want when we want. But if we were going to put it into a category, I really do think that this one is unisex. I mean, they all are, but this one's right in the middle to me. Everyone likes spring. Everyone likes fresh, happy air with a nice breeze, unless you have allergies with greenery. Then you're like, no, I don't. But this one is really, really nice. It's nice for everyone. It's just very clean. It's very fresh. If you were outside and you were sweating in the summer, this would make you feel fresh. So there you go. Now, if I were going to give it a rating, so let's give this a score. Look, I think I would give this one a 7 out of 10, and that's not bad. And my reasoning is I'm still holding on to the old Koala that I just think was a little bit more special than this one. I think Morel Map does it better. For me, that one holds a very special place in my heart and was one of my top scents last year in 2025. So I think to put something similar to it, like Koala, it's going to be difficult to here's Morel Map. Knocking that over, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, my friend. So I think this one suffered a little bit because of Morel Map is still on my mind. And it was spring around the corner in the next month or so, if it gets warm again. that's the one I'm going to be wearing because I just adore it. So that's why. But a 7 isn't bad. That's good stuff. And this one is very good. It's very beautiful. It's very spring. I love it. But every time I love it, like right now I love it so much, I'm like, but Morel map, because it's so similar. So there you go. There you go. But that is my review. And so we have 2 more left from the new releases from Zoologist. We have Chameleon, which they redid, and also Elephant, which they redid. So yeah, I'm curious to see where that goes. Elephant I recently smelled again, and Chameleon I probably will never smell the original again because it just didn't work for my chemistry, but you can watch that video. So with that, have a fabulous day, my friends. Bye.